Joaquin Lopez says he does not remember the Good Samaritan who potentially saved his life. The 79-year-old's family was frantic when he went missing for more than a day during his routine walk in East Hollywood, California.
I just want to know where she is, who she is. I want to hug her. I want to thank her because she brought him home.
Joaquin, who has dementia, went missing last Tuesday, leaving his home around 4 in the afternoon. But hours would go by and Joaquin had not returned.
We were afraid, maybe somebody could jump him, take his money away, or, and he doesn't know what's going on.
His daughter-in-law Estela and the rest of the family searched high and low and filed a missing persons report.
We were all driving till 4 o'clock in the morning. Our family tried to come home and go to sleep. I couldn't because everybody just kept on calling me. With no.
The next day, Joaquin was found, standing right in front of the door.
And my mother-in-law walks out and she sees him outside standing.
An Uber driver picked him up about 7 miles away in Culver City.
I hugged the lady. I hugged her, and I asked her if she knew who the lady was. She didn't know. She just told me she was Asian and that she had paid for it.
Inside Edition.
That this was the place where he lived.
Joaquin's ID was on him, which is how the Uber driver was able to drop him home. But 2 questions remain. How did he even get 7 miles away? And who was the mystery woman who saw Joaquin, recognized he was out of sorts, and decided to pay for his cab ride home?
We keep on questioning him, asking him, but he doesn't remember.
Look right here.
We asked him if he maybe slept somewhere, and he says he slept in some bushes, but we don't know.
Now Joaquin still takes his daily walks, but not alone. And his family has put an air tag on his belt, so in the event he goes missing again, they'll be able to find him a little easier. Estela and her family sharing their story and gratitude, hoping this kind, empathetic stranger will hear their thank yous. For Inside Edition Digital.
No, that was not it right there.
Relevant legal
Y'all seen this? Look.
Which can be found on that site. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is go over to your shop.
Oh shit.
Tires are supposed to stay on the road, not fly through the air.
Ooh.
A couple of police officers from Spring Township, Pennsylvania, probably never expected this.
That's good.
While monitoring traffic, waiting to catch a driver doing something ticket-worthy.
Bro, you know they're not supposed to be on the sidewalk, bro. I promise you, they're not supposed to be on the sidewalk, bro. They can get in trouble for that.
The truck kept driving on just its rim, while the tire bounced up the median
That means something.
and smashed right into the windshield of the waiting patrol car. The frightening incident was caught on both the police cruiser's dash cam video and on one of the officer body cameras. Spring Township Police Department says there was extensive damage to the vehicle, but the officers and the driver of the truck were unharmed. Beware of flying tires.
Bro, they're not supposed to be there.
This is Inside Edition Digital.
You gotta find some bitch. I don't know if y'all ever seen this, bro, and I hope y'all did.
Good. Choose up.
Yeah, like he slid, bro.
What happened?
Baby, I'm so sorry for having flushing these.
Do you want me to get you a tooth?
Yo, exposed.
He choked.
You can't top that. You can't top that. Like, making the dude trying to come.
When the nigga get knocked out of boss and it's still. He'd be the scary niggas that about to get locked, boy. Hold one of these.
Yeah, we could host one. Like a real life one cipher.
Huh?
They call it the wheel.
Okay, this is a mess.
This 14-year-old is wanted by police after they say he allegedly killed 3 teens at a convenience store in Garland, Texas.
Anytime we have somebody at large who has committed a murder, in this case killed 3 people, wounding a 4, there's concern. And that's why it's so important that we get him off the street.
Abel Acosta is described as a light-skinned Hispanic male with dark hair, brown eyes, approximately 5'5" in height and weighing around 125 pounds. Police say the boy's father, Richard Acosta, aided in the deadly shooting, which took place the day after Christmas, by driving him there. The 3 deceased victims, including 14-year-old Xavier Gonzalez, have been identified.
When it's kids, when it's 14 and 16-year-old kids committing acts and victims of acts, it's even harder for us to comprehend that.
Richard Acosta, who turned himself into police, is charged with murder. His bond was set at $1 million. Investigators say the shooting appears to be in retaliation of a previous incident and was believed to be a targeted attack on 1 or more people inside the store.
So is that
this
helping?
is Inside Edition Digital.
More than an hour, the jury in convicted killer Robert Martinez's murder trial had their punishment verdict. 99 years in prison.
Martinez killed a man in what prosecutors called an execution-style murder. Paul Venema following this story from the Justice Center.
Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to be executed the way that he executed Stephen Serna.
Serna was shot to death in a drainage ditch known as Hell's Gate 3 years ago. He was lured there by 22-year-old Robert Martinez, who promised him he would make him some drug money.
This was not an accidental or a reckless shooting. It was an execution.
An execution, she said, in retaliation for the murder of one of Martinez's friends. Martinez claimed that a member of Serna's family was involved in that murder. The state's key witness was Martinez's uncle, Larry Isaac. He testified that his nephew admitted to him that he killed Serna.
This was not a retaliatory strike. There's no evidence of that. Not one drop of evidence other than from Larry Isaac, who himself does not know.
Isaac testified for the state in exchange for a reduction in prison time in a kidnapping case pending against him. McRae suggested that because of that deal, Isaac's testimony was not credible. It was, prosecutors countered, as they asked for a life sentence.
99 years is considered the equivalent to life in prison. Martinez will have to do.
The 3rd suspected arrest in connection with the murder of South Florida rapper XXX Tentacion is now behind bars at the Broward County Jail.
Local 10's Todd Tongan is live with the latest on this investigation. Todd.
This manhunt led law enforcement to another state to track this guy down. 1 other suspect is still at large, but the 3rd of 4 suspects is in jail and won't be getting out anytime soon.
Mr. Allen, you are charged with the offense of first-degree murder with the firearm and armed robbery with the firearm.
The 3rd of 4 men wanted for the murder of rapper XXX Tentacion made his first appearance in Broward County Bond Court. And while his public defender said there wasn't enough evidence in the sealed grand jury indictment to hold Robert Allen,
I see nothing in here implicating him, specifically tying him to this.
The state made a convincing case he was involved in the attempted robbery and murder of X.
Your Honor, there is direct evidence placing him at the scene. Your Honor, there is evidence placing him with the other co-defendants. There's physical evidence.
BSO contacted the United States Marshals Violent Offender Task Force to help track him down. Investigators conducted surveillance of his sister's home in Eastman, Georgia, and a report said Allen was spotted peeking his head out the door. Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force investigators surrounded the house, and Allen was taken into custody. 2 others are already in jail for the murder, and police are looking for a 4th, Trayvon Newsom, believed to be one of the gunmen. Between video of Allen placing him at the scene and his association with the others, the judge made her ruling.
Therefore, sir, you're going to be held without bond until further order of the court.
And so Newsom is the last of those 4 suspects still at large, and it's not clear whether Allen will be any help in helping law enforcement track him down because he invoked his right to silence. Law enforcement him without a lawyer present. In Fort Lauderdale, Todd Tonga, Local 10 News.
Todd, thank you.
So what you think happened? What you think, man?
Case against a rapper accused in a shooting outside of the Varsity will move forward. Today, Lil Durk appeared in court where a judge ruled there was enough evidence for him to go to trial. Channel 2's anchor Lori Wilson is live near where the shooting happened, near the Varsity, and Lori, police say they have video evidence.
Javita, APD says they used at least 5 cameras from local businesses, including this BP.
Y'all make sure y'all DM Breed the 2 winners
across the street in order to build their case against Lil Durk and his co-defendant. On Friday, detectives from Atlanta and Chicago testified in the criminal case against rapper Lil Durk in Fulton County Court. They say around 5 in the morning on February 5th, Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Derek Banks, and his co-defendant Devontae Bennett were seen on camera involved in shooting Alexander Witherspoon, a person police say they knew.
They were hanging out. They went to a studio to make music.
The rapper and Bennett listened to the evidence against them in court. Police told the judge later that night the victim, Banks, Bennett, and others went to a nightclub, a gas station, and ended up in the parking lot of the Varsity. That's when Witherspoon said he was robbed and shot.
He said his chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was driving.
Police say Banks was seen on tape shooting a gun.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim towards the victim.
Banks' attorney says this is a celebrity witch hunt.
Were it not for the celebrity status of these 2 individuals, then this would be an aggravated assault.
Banks released a single, Turn Myself In, the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The prosecutor charging this wasn't just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity. She put a Chicago detective on the stand to testify that Banks and Bennett are members of Chicago gangs.
Is it possible to continue your affiliation and even commit crimes when you move out of Chicago if you're in a different city or a different area?
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
the judge ruled today there is enough evidence to move forward with all charges against Banks and Bennett, including criminal intent to murder as well as criminal gang activity. They'll be back in front of a judge in a month to ask for bond. Live downtown, Lori Wilson, Channel 2 Action News.
All right, Lori, of course, we will continue to watch what happens here. Dirk Banks spoke exclusively to Channel 2's investigative reporter Mark Winnie just before he turned himself in last month.
You're about to surrender as we speak.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I have nothing to add. Like, I have nothing to run from.
Did you do it? Did you shoot this man? Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
No.
You can watch Mark's interview with Lil Durk by clicking on the story on our homepage on our website, TV.com. View with Lil Durk by clicking on the story on our homepage on our website.
You didn't see that?
Shoot this man. Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
Y'all put in to see that? This man answered before he answered. So
you can watch Mark's interview with Lil Durk by clicking on the story on our homepage.
This man answered before he answered. He said, no. He said, no. Oh my God, whoa. Yo, dog, that shit was so funny.
Now on to some nail-biting footage as cops with guns drawn arrive at a doctor's office demanding the physician turn himself in. It turns out the doctor is in a lot of trouble. He is accused of being involved in an Oxycontin ring with members of the Pagans motorcycle gang. In fact, authorities say he even had his wife murdered to keep her quiet. Les Trent has the story.
It's a tense scene as cops investigating medical fraud show up at a doctor's office with a search warrant.
It's coming now.
But when the doctor opens the front door and a detective steps inside, the situation explodes.
No. Kill myself.
Cops draw their guns and back off, waiting for Dr. James Kaufman to make the next move.
He has a weapon. Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
The doctor appears at the door again, and this time Police say he's brandishing a 9mm pistol.
Drop the weapon. Listen, let's talk. Listen, let's talk. Sir!
At one point, the cops throw the search warrant for the doctor to look at. He actually comes over and grabs the papers.
Jim, I'm with the FBI. This is just a search warrant for medical stuff. Just chill out.
After 40 minutes, the doctor throws in the towel.
Walk backward. Keep walking backward.
And here is the doctor now, and his problems just got a lot worse. He's charged with murdering his wife. April Kaufman was a local radio talk show host. She was shot dead by an intruder in her home in Linwood, New Jersey in 2012. As the years went by and the case turned cold, the slain woman's daughter, Kimberly Pack, had suspicions about her stepfather, the doctor.
It feels like I'm living some kind of weird made-for-TV movie. This just doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem right.
Authorities now believe the doctor hired a hitman to kill his wife because she was threatened to expose his alleged involvement in an illegal opioid distribution ring. They say he ran it out of his medical office along with members of the notorious Pagans motorcycle gang. This president of a local chapter of the Pagans was also charged in the murder case. He says he's innocent. Prosecutor Damon Tyner.
Jim Kaufman was a busy man with his criminal activities. He's sort of a one-man crime spree.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
If I would have had that gun, I would have been dead walking out.
Guilty to murdering his wife and to being involved with drug trafficking.
See, these be interesting, bro. I don't be knowing if y'all like these.
A wounded cop leaves the hospital in a wheelchair, applauded by his brother officers. But the teenager accused of shooting him is already free. Cameron Williams, known as Sea Blue, is a rapper who used the money he made from a record deal to post $250,000 bail. Look, he defiantly fanned a fistful of $100 bills while making an obscene gesture. Mayor Eric Adams, who gave a eulogy at the funeral today for slain police officer Jason Rivera, says he is outraged that a repeat offender accused of shooting at a police officer is today walking free on bond. It is further proof that our current system is failing us. And it looks like these cops have had enough of the shoplifting epidemic engulfing New York and other big cities. 2 officers try to subdue a 45-year-old suspected shoplifter.
New York fully sucks.
The suspect appears to reach for one officer's gun. He manages to get free, but he is arrested outside the store. The incident comes after so many brazen shoplifters have walked away with their loot unchallenged.
It's time something happened. It's great the cops got involved. The stores have to take it more seriously because it does often involve violence.
And talk about brazen. This suspect was caught on camera allegedly stealing a 70-inch TV from a Target store in Seattle. No way can he slip this giant screen under his jacket, but he doesn't seem to care. It's reportedly the 22nd time in just 3 months he has stolen items from the same store. He actually engages in a tug of war with security guards and wins.
If you want to stop the shoplifting in Seattle and anywhere else that this is happening in such huge numbers, you actually have to enforce the law. You have to make arrests. You have to make it clear that you will, in fact, prosecute people.
55-year-old John Ray Lomack was arrested later, but get this, he was released without bail.
Damn, let me go and move to Seattle then.
W. I'm gonna go to that store, bitch.
What?
Okay, this is gotta...
What's this? Nah.
It is haunting video of an 18-year-old making his first parachute jump while his mother watched. His chute never opened. Now a judge has found the owner of the skydiving school negligent to the tune of $40 million.
Tyler Turner was thrilled to go skydiving. Fighting back nerves, the 18-year-old taped this video minutes before heading into the air.
My name is
Well,
Tyler
he's
Turner.
dead.
What do I do here? I am going to jump out of a plane. It's your first time. First time indeed.
His mom, Francine, was there to see him off.
That's my mom over there. Hello, very loving mom. Done a lot for me in my life. Hope more that she'll help me with more in my life. Because I want to make it. Okay, we're going to make it.
Here he is as he makes the big jump. Tragically, the parachute never opened.
Oh no, I'm not going. I'm not going.
15,000 feet to his death, attached to his tandem instructor, who was not certified and was also killed.
I saw the ambulances
Wait, the
and
instructor was not
sheriffs
certified?
and police, fire engine, all that stuff in the distance. I could see all the lights going. I thought, oh my gosh, my son is hurt. We got to get him to the hospital.
Since the 1980s, the skydiving company in Lodi, California, reportedly has been linked to 20 other deaths.
Were you shocked to hear how many other fatalities there had been there?
Absolutely.
I was.
Tyler had a bright future ahead of him.
He
He was
just ain't
looking
gonna make
forward to starting college with a full scholarship to study biomedical engineering.
He was an amazing kid. He was
That's
definitely the most well-behaved out of all of us. He tried the hardest in school, for sure. He just really enjoyed life all around.
The death happened in 2016, but the video has just been released after a judge awarded the family $40 million. Paul Vanderwald represents the Turner family. He says this was not your normal skydive operation.
It wasn't run like a commercial enterprise. It was more run like a bunch of people.
Yeah, how the instructor
out for fun
not
on the
certified
weekend,
though?
and they happened to be skydivers.
There must be some satisfaction that you won against this company.
It's satisfying knowing that we were able to do something. We were able to get some justice for our son.
Family says they plan to use the money from the lawsuit to start a scholarship in honor of Tyler, who was a straight-A student.
That's so sad. I ain't gonna lie, that hurt my heart. He died? They didn't show the... So that means they showed the video when he died. So on that GoPro, the video is there.
This is you.
I wish I could watch the full video.
Or at least it could be you. You've been island hopping through Greece with a group of people
The viral videos are just about everywhere from every place. Videos of cliff jumping, which left more than 24 people dead last year in the United States. Lisa Guerrero has a look at its appeal and its dangers.
I seen that one. That's a... Yo, that one right there was the highest thing. Well, like somebody ever... I seen this a long time ago. On TikTok.
Wait, how they died?
He didn't die. But look how long he jumps. Damn.
Oh, that just put my fault. Oh shit, it just put me on my ass.
Replace videos of cliff jumping,
That
which
was
left
too
more
long.
than 24 people dead last year in the United States. Lisa Guerrero has a look at its appeal and its dangers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like 4 seconds. That's a long time in the air.
Daredevils taking death-defying plunges off sky-high cliffs. Some land so hard they get knocked out. Others miscalculate on their way down. Nowhere is the cliff diving craze more popular than at Rick's Cafe in Jamaica.
To go and jump off this cliff right now?
Yes,
Why?
because I'm an idiot.
Rick's Cafe is ranked among the top 10 bars in the world. It's easy to see its allure. It's at the top
go
of
to the
steep
bar, but we'll
cliff,
jump off the
and
cliff.
tourists line up to make the big leap. The drop, about 35 feet, and below the surface, menacing rocks.
Oh my God.
Rick's Cafe may call it the thrill of a
That one not really-
lifetime, but the sheer impact of jumping off of cliffs that high can be like slamming into concrete.
Watch as this young woman panics at the last second and falls, clinging to the cliffside. She was hauled up safely. This American vacationer busts open her nose.
You okay? Bleeding. You got a cut. You're bleeding on your nose.
Inside Edition producer Charlie McLaraby was recording in the water when it happened. He swam over to see if she was okay.
That looks like it really, really hurt.
Fortunately, she's all right. Watching jumps like these hits close to home for Charlie. He nearly lost his life in 2009 after leaping off this bridge near Yosemite, California, while on vacation with his family. This picture was taken the moment before he crashed into the water. Almost paralyzed, Charlie had to learn to walk again.
Look at Charlie's walking.
I wish I could stay up there on that ledge and tell people my story and not to jump. All it takes is one wrong landing and bam, you're in the hospital, you're paralyzed, or worse, you wind up dead.
Oh, bro, I'll be so bad if I can't walk,
There are signs warning tourists of the dangers. They say jumping is at your own risk, and only experienced people should try it. Lifeguards are also on duty.
That's really a long way down.
And if you need a little fortification, there's also this. Lots of liquid courage. This guy guzzled down beers before taking the plunge. Lucky for him, he landed okay. Still have cold feet?
Yeah, man, smoking Rick's Cafe.
Well, look what this guy is selling.
We have ecstasy, I have mushroom, we have heroin, I have opium, I have everything.
He shipped.
There are more ways to PayPal. There are more ways for me to break up purchases with Pay in 4.
There are.
The horror began in June 1984. Los Angeles was under siege. Death waited in the dark at the hands of a man they called the Night Stalker. After a 14-month reign of terror, he was finally caught. It was only then that his true identity was discovered. His name, Richard Ramirez.
Richard Ramirez's whole trip was to hide in a tree or hide behind a fence and watch his victims at nighttime and wait into the wee hours of the night. And then, while they slept, creep in, like a coward, and kill them.
The Night Stalker killed at least 13 times, 13 people who were awakened in the night to face death. At least 15 others survived his brutal attacks.
I didn't particularly care for people.
In a rare interview, Ramirez refused to discuss his own crimes, but had this to say about serial killers.
A serial killer comes about by circumstances and like a recipe, poverty, drugs, child abuse. These things, contribute to a person, to a person's frustration and anger, and at some point in life, he explodes.
Perhaps for Richard Ramirez, that anger and frustration turned to rage, which he in turn...
Who said, why do I look so upset today? I'm not upset, I'm just tired. I've been on stream for all day, so, we just thugging it out. I'm actually a little upset though, because all my videos on YouTube keep getting age restricted. But it's like, they blackballing me on YouTube, bro. They never let me trend not one time. They blackball all my videos. They age restrict my shits. They barely want to put them on recommended. They don't push out my content. So it's just really, that shit blew me more. Especially, the worst thing about it is that Bruce was reacting to the video yesterday, and so was Rage, and they had 18,000 plus views, both of them. So 18 plus 18K, that's a good number. Well, now tell me when I wake up, I'm thinking the video gonna be like at 300, 400K. Well, that shit's still at 200K. I look, why? This shit's stuck. It's locked. It's age restricted. And they've been doing that to all my videos, bruh. And the bad thing about it is I was trying to do that around the whole entire world. Like go around the world and do it. But they age restricting the video, so I can't even do that, bruh. And it kind of sucks, well, because it's like taking away some opportunities from me, bruh. But if you look at it, bruh, it kind of does get discouraging sometimes. Well, I think it's because of this video right here. This video right here literally put my name all over national television. And then ever since that, look, this got age restricted. Look, I'm telling you,
so you're looking to make music?
Look, age restricted right here. They went back and age restricted old videos. I got yellow mark for old videos. Look, bruh. Look at this right here, fam. In 2 days, bro. Age restricted, bro. That sucks, bruh. That means you don't get paid off those videos, no nothing, bruh. They yellow marked this video. Like, they just, you know, stop me from everything, bruh. Like, look. This right here will 7 million views.
Oh,
they did not age restrict this, but they age restrict the other boxing video. Like, that don't make no sense, Will. I think it's a content, bro. But it just kind of like a little annoying, bro. That shit's kind of blowing me, bro. That shit be blowing me, boy.